So now after the festival, that was sort of the summer leading up to when MMI started for the first round. And you were a big part of their copywriting. Is there anything that you want to share about leading up to that, about like writing the copywriting for what seemingly was a midwifery school, or at least similar to RBK? And
So,
we can skip this if you don't want to.
no, that's okay. Yeah, it's we can totally talk about this. It just makes me sad to think about, um, because I believe that I played a big role in some seriously immoral things after being saved by Jesus and after knowing the difference between right and wrong. Um, I was so threatened by and afraid of Emily Saldea and afraid of losing my job. But even more than my fear of losing my job, just my fear of like being rebuked by her or arguing with her because she's such a strong personality, which is amazing in many ways, but it made me afraid to stand up for what I felt like was right, and that is unusual for me. I was being frequently consulted with about MMI. And of course, my job was to translate those conversations into appealing marketing for the people. So obviously, I knew that the primary reason why all of this was happening was to make more money. But I'm not going to say that, right? So I wrote things like all the different benefits that a person would get from doing these schools and what is the difference between RBK and MMI and all this stuff. When truly at the core of it, this was the basis of all the conversations was FBS needs more money desperately. And so like what can we do to charge more? And I'll never forget like a clear conversation where it was said, I need to find a way to make way more money while offering way less. And at the time, I felt like I was in between these two worlds, where on the one side, I was hearing the Holy Spirit being like, that's wrong. Since when did we ever, as a human species, say, I deserve more for giving less? That's wrong. That, like, call it money mindset, call it abundance mentality. I don't care. That's wrong. We shouldn't be trying to get as much as we possibly can for as little effort as possible. And then on the other side, I was working with like the most famous person in my industry who I had looked up to for years, who taught me so much about birth, who changed my life, and who also like helped me to heal a lot of my poverty money wounds so that I actually was making really good money and building a business that I cared about and all this stuff, and was like, well, she's very financially successful. Like maybe I should take her, and just like encourage that. So I ended up not saying anything in that moment. But that was the basis of MMI. It was how can we make as much money as possible doing as little as possible?